Hello again, and welcome to day 2 in our series of some scintillating psalms. So far, we've discovered that psalms are poetry, but not exactly in the sense we are used to it in Europe. Here's a bit more background to biblical poetry. In simple terms, the two distinctive features of biblical poetry are the rhythm of sound and the rhythm of thought, also called parallelism. In older European poetry, there used to be much rhythm of sound, a regular pattern of accented and unaccented syllables in the line or group of lines known as meter. Also, the rhythm of sound using rhyme. I realise these are less common in contemporary poetry. Additionally, our poetry might well have a rhythm of thought or sense. This rhythm of thought appears in early Egyptian, Canaanite, and Mesopotamian writings, as well as in Hebrew poetry, and it survives the process of translation from one language to another, much better and more intact than the rhythm of sound does. To unwrap this parallelism a bit further, let's look at some biblical examples. The idea is that a line and the following line say the same thing, but in different words. There is much use of similes or metaphors. As in the case of Psalm 103, verse 13, "As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him." Or in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 20, the parallelism can express opposites or two sides of a coin. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish man despises his mother. There are two examples within a single verse at the beginning of the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 1 verse 3. "The ox knows his master, the donkey his owner's manager. But Israel does not know, my people do not understand." The animal, ox, knows who his boss, his master is. And the animal, donkey, knows who his boss, the owner's manager. However, the chosen people, Israel, do not know. And the repeat, my people, God's people, do not understand. Enough, you shout. Let's get to today's scintillating psalm. This is Psalm 121, which is one of a group, all headed the Song of Ascents, which is Psalms 120 to 134. All of these psalms focus on the idea of lifting one's eyes and hands to the Lord. So let's read Psalm 121 verses 1 to 8 and pull out some points from it. "I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore." Did you spot the rhythm of thought or parallelism? What God does, the fact, and how he does it, the action. The fact God keeps your step firm and the action, he will not sleep. The fact, the Lord watches, and the action, he provides shade. The Lord protects from harm and watches for lifetime. If you'd like to take this further, you might read Psalm 123 or 148 and keep an eye open for the rhythm of thought in those two.
The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want. He makes me down to lie in pastures green. He leadeth me the quiet waters by. In pastures green He leadeth me